Angry guy here, and black women are crying as foreign women take black men. Black women are crying as foreign women take black men. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
As hard as this might be to process, there are quite a few men that hate you. And when you start to do things that you're leveling up with education, finances, or what have you, it will upset their inner demons and be a reminder of failure. And I know because I used to date men like that.
Hold it. I don't think that this woman was dating a real man when she is referring to those guys who used to get mad at her leveling up financially or even educational wise. If you are dating a real man, that man probably is going to empower you to do better than you did before anyway, because a real man wants his woman to stay occupied, wants her to develop, evolve to the best of her abilities. You know why? Because that's what he does. And a real man leads by example. So when you are leveling up as a woman and you are with a pookie, so as they call these guys, of course he's not going to like that. But on the other hand, men will never care about the amount of money a woman makes, because it doesn't matter. A man can go out there and start his own career, make his own money, pay his own bills, which is actually a basic adult activity, just to get that clear. And there are so many women who brag about their paychecks, about their careers, who compete with the man in those things. And when really the man is like, wait, listen, woman, I don't care about that. I don't care about it because it counts for you to be feminine. You need to be cooperative. You need to be nurturing. We keep saying these same things, but I kind of feel like it needs to be said and addressed every time, because a lot of women don't understand the fact that men don't care about the paycheck that they make. They don't care about the titles that these women carry, because it doesn't matter in a man's life. It doesn't matter. You can be the CEO of a hospital, and you can come home and still don't be fit as a wife. Do you know how many times that happens, especially with women who work with a lot of men and have some type of power at the job? They come home still having that competitive facade that they had at the job. These women tend to forget that they don't have to compete anymore with a man when they are at home. That's why, in my personal opinion, it is not good for a woman to work in an environment that is full and filled with men. Women already are so masculine, and then when they go out there and work in the field where there are a lot of men and they have to be competitive amongst one another, that woman is going to be more masculine on top of the masculinity she already adapted because of this toxic feminism that's supposed to empower her. But these women just don't understand that every day they feed into the energy of this toxic feminism. It's taken away energy and power from them as a woman, but they don't understand this. They think they're doing something good when they try to bow up to their man, when at the end of the day, they are never on the same level as a man, because they will never be able to beat a man. That is the difference. Besides, I have never came across a video where a man says, "Oh, woman, I hate you for your education. I hate you for your degree. I cannot stand the money you make." I never come across a video like that. I never come across a video where a man is trying to put a woman down, how you say, I think belittle, I don't know that word. Put a woman down for what she is doing when she's trying to do better for her. On the other hand, though, how many women are on the internet talking a whole bunch of crap about men who are trying to do better for themselves? Let's take the passport bro movement, for example. How many videos are out there, women insulting men? "Oh, who do you think you are? Who do you think where you going? You used to be broke back in the day. Now you have a passport traveling the world trying to find women," or should I say doormats, But I'm digressing here. Just to compare, men never make hate videos. Women, on the other hand, the internet is flooded with hate videos. What a man doesn't like is, though, when women have their degrees, they throw it all up in their faces, they're making it seem like it really means something. And I told you, in a man's world, it really doesn't matter what type of degree a woman has. And I'm not saying education is a bad thing. Of course, go out there, get educated, get your job, get your career, get your CEO title. There's nothing wrong with it. But don't act like it means something to a man, because it doesn't. Because everything that you do, woman, the man can do. Everything that you want to do, a man already did. So you are really not doing anything new. So what you really need to do is you need to work on your femininity. You need to work on being loyal, being honest, being reliable. These are all things and many more that men are looking for, that men need. You need to become an asset to that man's life and not a liability. The great Kevin Samuels used to hammer this all the time, and it is so right. But women get offended by that. You know why? Because the moment the women hear the word helpmate and asset to a man's life, they get offended because they feel like it's degrading to serve a man. But you know what? If you don't serve, you don't deserve. That's what I feel like. I feel like if I'm sitting here on the internet talking to you guys, if I don't serve some type of information, serve for you to think or even do better for yourself, for your environment, for your future by giving you ideas, experiences, and thoughts, I don't deserve any good feedback. I don't deserve anybody telling me, oh my God, you know what, you made me think about my past and my future. You're giving me ideas, and I get that a lot, and that makes me feel special. So if you don't serve, you don't deserve. The same thing goes for a woman, because the man is the protector, the man is the provider. Women always say that, but when it comes to supporting that provider and that protector, everybody's like, wait a minute, what do you mean by that? I don't need him. And I'm here to tell you, women, we all need men. Society wouldn't exist without men. You may be like, yeah, but we give birth. I understand that. But even that cannot work without a man. The world has been built by men. And I don't care what people say in the comment section. But let me not digress any further. Let's get back to the video that I played in the beginning. So yes, it is not true. A real man would never hate on the fact that a woman is trying to do better for herself. Pookies and Ray Ray, on the other hand, they would. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section. Give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs down, whatever you feel like. I'm very open for constructive criticism. And yeah, thank you so much for taking your time and actually listening to what I have to say. And don't forget to spread the message. Spread our message, people. Thank you so much and take care.
I mean, fellas, we just have to be real about it. We need to be real. We need to be honest that these women, these women are in their masculine, and they want simps that will provide for them, but allow them to do whatever they want to do. They don't want to be held responsible for anything that they do, for the decisions that they make, but they want men that will provide them with traditional value. This is the current state of the masculine Black woman in Western society. And it's not just the Black woman, okay? It is all women in general at this point. They are deeply in their masculine, but it is especially among Black women. Black women, furthermore, are upset because they cannot compare to foreign women. They cannot compete with foreign women. Soraya is a married woman. Shout out to Soraya. She is a married woman, and they still cannot compete with a married woman. If you notice, when you see an actual woman who has not been on the streets throughout her 20s and 30s, you will notice that she doesn't look worn out. Most of the time, she's taking care of herself. She often looks 20 years younger than women who are 20 years younger than her, because they start out on the streets very young these days. By the time they're 18 years old, they've already been on the streets for a couple of years. That's how bad it is right now. I remember watching a video where it was one of those like BuzzFeed type things, and they had a father and his daughter was there, and she was 18 years old. And she said what her body count was. And her body count was something like 9. And she was only 18, and she had just turned 18. And her father began to freak out. He started to panic really bad because she had just turned 18, which means how many bodies had she caught before she turned 18. And that brings up real questions. This is the man who raised her, and this is what she had done under his roof. And if she's doing this, if she has done this prior to turning 18, what is she going to do now that she has more freedom? And you could see the grief and the anguish and the shame on his face and the fear. There was so much fear because he knew exactly what was happening there. She was not headed to the streets. She was already on the streets. How did he miss this? When did she do this? You have to understand, this is a girl that would have to come home after school. This is a girl that would have curfew. This is a girl that had a cell phone, and her father would say, "Where are you?" So where and when did she have the opportunity to do these things? And who did she do these things with? Because that brings up even more questions. How old were the individuals who she did these things with? When you consider these things, this is one of the reasons why Western women cannot compete with foreign women, because before they're even 20 years old, their value has already been greatly diminished compared to other women who, for one, don't openly talk about their body counts, and they're not going to have a relationship like that with a guy that brings no actual value into their life. He doesn't have a job. He is not a real future prospect. He is just there, and she's going to have a relationship with him just out of lust and desire. Incorrect. Men need to wake up and understand their value, and they also need to understand the value of these women. You are the prize. Let them chase you. Do not chase them. This woman who is making these comments doesn't comprehend that her money is her money and his money is also her money. Hence, her money does not matter to him because he's going to end up paying for everything anyway. But then this woman in her masculine energy will turn around and say that he works, I work, we're equal, and he needs to do more in the relationship. When in reality, he's paying the rent or the mortgage. He's paying for the utilities. He's paying for the food. He might even be covering her cell phone bill. What is she paying for? Whatever she desires. And what's crazy about this is that she gets to keep all of her money. She can bank all of her money. And the irony is she still ends up broke. No money in savings. What is she spending all her money on? Marriage is a bad deal for men in Western society. You will get no utility out of it, and they all want millionaires. These black women are still competing with men, even while demanding a traditional man. They want traditional men that are simps that would allow them to do whatever they want to do. And that's just not going to happen. Black women don't know how to keep a man. They don't know how to compete for a man. And that's because they've never had to compete. But the tides are turning, and that's the reason why they're going on the attack. That's why they're shaming passport bros. That's why they're trying to shame foreign women. That's why they're saying things like, oh, they don't have an education. They don't speak English. They don't know anything about these men. Some of these women have lived in the United States. Soraya mentioned that she met her husband, I think it was in Philly, if I'm wrong, forgive me. And she speaks with an American accent. Think about that very carefully. A lot of these women go to international school. A lot of these women have tutors, and they learn the pronunciation. so that they can pronounce words like a Westerner. Their parents pay for this. It's not a joke. A lot of these women, they speak English better than American women because they have to put even more work into it. They have to learn the Queen's English. It's not a game. And you'll notice this in a lot of countries where you'll find these women who speak perfect English better than most Americans. And you'll say, how is that possible? Because they went to international school, because they had tutors, because they had to learn how to pronounce words like native English speakers, because then they went and lived in the United States and went and took classes there and went to school there because their parents wanted them to have that exposure. So these women in America, these black masculine women, they can't compete. They don't know how to compete. So all they can do is tear down the black man and tear down the foreign woman because they can't compete with her on any level whatsoever. And these women never had to work on their personalities. So they don't know how to attract a man. They don't know how to keep a man. All of these women are going to be out there crying their eyes out. And you know what? I don't feel bad. And what's going to happen with a lot of these foreign ladies, Soraya is running her business right now, offering consultations. And I've heard her say things just like other foreign women have said, like, I'll teach you all how to get a man, how to keep a man, how to treat a man, right? And you're going to find a lot of these women rushing over to these women, these foreign women that they've tried to go after. And they're going to say, what do I do? And all this other stuff. And I hope, God, I only hope that they charge them well. All right. If these women can afford, no. None of this $100, $200 nonsense. We're talking in American money. If these women can afford $3,000 Louis Vuitton purses and all this other jazz, all right, if they can have $25,000 in credit card debt, they can afford a $5,000 to $10,000 course to learn how to get a man and keep a man. All right, these women need to be charged well for those services, and I hope these ladies charge them well. Soraya, I hope she charges them well. Okay, because these women, they need finishing school. They need a modern day version of finishing school. They need wife school. And they need to pay good money for that education because they really don't know what they're doing. What do you guys think in the comments? Do you agree that these women need to pay good money to learn how to be proper wives? And they should be charged very, very good. They need to pay good money for these lessons. I want to know your thoughts in the comments, guys. She told black women they don't deserve black men. And I agree with her 100%. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. And we'll talk more about them there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.